Hello, my name is James. I'm the host of the Teamworks podcast. This podcast is about the gaming world and beyond. So if you're a big gamer like myself and you just love anything to do with gaming, then you come to the right place. Every week we try and get a new guest onto the show to listen to their story, why they became a gamer, what first console they ever played on, and so on. The aim is to get noticed and get some of the big names on the show as well. So if you feel like you want to have a chat with us and come on the show, feel free to do so. And yeah, that is what the podcast is all about. And I hope you enjoy it, guys. This is Teamworks Podcast. A team that works together stays together.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Teamworks. This is season 3 and we are on episode 6. In this week's episode we are talking to Haydo. How are we, mate?
I am good, mate. Yeah, yourself?
Not bad, mate. So I've knew you for a long time now. It's got over 15 years at least, I think, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And what's your intake on the gaming world? What does gaming give for you? You know, what does it do?
Well, the game for me, I always see it as a with friends. So when you have like a hard day at work and come home, and it's good to be with family, but sometimes it's just good to have that connection with your friends and the community that you're like interested into. Or like certain games, like myself and yourself, as you know. It's just great, the bonds that you make. I've got friends that I know around the world, and I know more about them than I do with my own family.
It's always the way, though, that isn't it?
And that's it, yeah. It's always good to have that friendship and community with each other.
Definitely, mate. What would you say your best console you've ever played on, mate?
Console, ooh. Well, I've had all the Xboxes, I've had all the PlayStations. I've got to say PlayStations took it for me.
Yeah.
It's just the features that you get, and unfortunately the games are not with the PlayStation 5 at the moment. Yes, they're bringing out more games, but the PlayStation 5 has been out for how long now?
I think about it must be about 4 years or 5 years.
Yeah,
it's about 4 years, isn't it?
Yeah,
something like that. I think it was lockdown.
Yeah, so all the games now match up with the quality the PlayStation 5 brings.
Yeah.
Obviously, it always takes a bit of time after the new technology and stuff coming through and features and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say the PlayStation has took that bit of a title for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me, I've liked stuff about Xbox and all that, but PlayStation for me, I've always grew up on the PlayStation, like since the 90s, and I've always decided going PlayStation way, and because the thing is with PlayStation as well is they've had a lot more amazing exclusive games, which Xbox have had a few good ones, but PlayStation beats it with exclusives. Yeah,
it's like my favourite game of all time. Unfortunately, it was on the Xbox. Was Halo. I lived and died for Halo. When Halo 3 first came out, all the city and waited for the midnight launch and all that stuff for it, proper nerded out. But it's just, these days now, and you don't get that story no more with most games anymore. Yes, Call of Duty still there and stuff like that, which I'm grateful for. But it's like the Battlefield games now as well, because I was a big Battlefield gamer. For multiple years, I'm talking about since it was on PC, to be honest, before it came to console. But the storyline's gone now, mainly from it. It's you haven't got the characters that touch you no more, and that character's partner died now in the story, and you're gutted for them, and we just need a bit that element back into the gaming world.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and you know what? Talking about Halo and all that, there's strong rumours it's coming to PlayStation soon, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so, because I think the Xbox licenses and all that stuff, they had the, say, 10 years or so, for an example. And now PlayStation can come in and take over a little bit as well, and bring it more to the PlayStation franchise, which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think it's amazing as well, mate, because do you remember Titanfall 2? That was a Xbox exclusive, and then it came to PlayStation, which I thought was amazing. So I bought the game when it came to PlayStation, and me and my mate used to be on it for hours and hours, but then obviously they brought Apex out, and they've concentrated more on Apex, and it's killed off Titanfall 2, because we used to try and go back on it, and the matchmaking just really poor. It's like they fell out of love with the game and just left it because they were concentrating on Apex. Now, I believe it's slowly coming back, but only on PC. There's PC players playing it. So, I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Because it's like, my mixture of games, because I love my strategy games, I love first-person shooters, I love simulating games. So just a different texture. I love a bit of magical games and mystery games. It's my genre is basically everything. If I like the game and it's good enough, I'll play it.
Yeah.
But the only thing I find out with console, because I've also been a PC gamer myself, is there's not a lot of strategy games coming anymore, like your turn-based games and stuff like that. They are trying to, but it's not as good. Which I am glad about. City Skylines. I don't know if you heard the franchise before.
Yes, I have, because there was City Skyline. Wasn't that on PlayStation Plus?
Yes, you had the Skylines 1, which was on the free Game Pass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I originally bought the first one on PC, and you can do a lot of stuff on it. Obviously, with PC, you can put your mods, you can do all the community mods and stuff like that. What the developers then start going through a competition and stuff like that, so the best mods will get then incorporated into the games, stuff like that, so you become a mini developer type of thing, which I like. And you world your oyster, but the only problem is on console you can't do that.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot more you can do on a PC. Okay, the graphics are really good on PlayStation, especially the PlayStation 5. But if you're talking about PC and all that, you can upgrade the graphics even further, and that's what I like about the PC, is that there's more to do, and you can upgrade certain games that you think to yourself, that they don't look as quality, but you can upgrade the quality, if you know what I mean, which on PlayStation you can't really do that. It's set at standard, basically.
Yeah, that is the downfall for consoles. If you started bringing out say, like, when you're on Steam, you can use the Steam Workshop and stuff like that on PC. If PlayStation actually themselves actually came out with like a forum like that where you can do a modification, then you can upload it onto like their, like a Steam Workshop or a PlayStation Workshop for games and stuff like that, it will bring a lot more to enjoy like the old games. Like, oh, I remember used to playing this game, and now I can change the graphics so it looks like it's a brand new game, and it's you world's your oyster with it, which I find really, really good and interesting and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's also like you talk of Steam and all that. Steam have they have a thing where communities can come together and make mods for games and stuff like that. I remember
That's it, yeah.
Just Cause 3 on PC. There was a community-based mod team that made a multiplayer mod for Just Cause 3, which... If you remember, Just Cause 3 didn't have multiplayer, not on the console or the PC until this mod was made. So I think that's absolutely amazing when they do this stuff.
That's it, because it's like for the developers, they do some fantastic work. They work so much and the effort and stuff that they put into it. But sometimes it's good to have that fresh eye. It's like that detail that you missed, or that. Like depending on what type of game you're playing, like a city building game, so like a certain tool or stuff like that, that the mods can help with to better the game. I think if they really done and focused something like that, it will make the gaming world for console players, especially for PlayStation and Xbox, a hell of a lot better. Or each side of the water, if you want to say.
Yeah, and you know what? It'll make it more interesting. It'll make more people think, do you know what? Do I really need to get a gaming PC just to play these extra games or have a higher graphics or performance on it? I mean, what they could do, and I can't see it happening, is Steam making its way to consoles eventually. I hope that's a thing, because can you imagine you can have the Steam app and you can play your Steam games as well as everything else that's on PlayStation? That
would be absolutely a game changer if they did. Because it's like myself, it's like the new game just coming out, which I will be streaming after the new year.
Yeah.
Manor Lords. No, I love Manor Lords. Fantastic. The solo developer, the graphics and the time and effort he's put into it. Absolutely fantastic. He's won quite a few awards and stuff like that with the game already.
Yeah.
And he's just getting better and better. The stuff he's bringing out for the game is real. And it's a real time. It's not a turntable at all. You got settlements and all the requirements you settle, or your settlers need, stuff like that, and or then you go against rebels and stuff like that, and raiders, and quite cool. So if you lose soldiers in the field, well, that soldier could have been your farmer.
Yeah.
So it's like it affects your settlements when you lose people in battle. Fantastic game, and the support he's getting for that game is just unreal. But the console community can't do it. They can't be there to experience them type of games and stuff like that without going out and buying a PC just to play that game. And then some people, like you say, they're like,
yeah, and you know what? That's what it's about, mate. And you know, if PlayStation did all this stuff, it could be one hell of a console. Don't get me, it's a fantastic console, the PS5 now. But if they added all these extras, can you imagine how big that console would be? I mean, you know, going to backwards compatibility, that has always been a big feature that's everyone's wanted on PlayStation, and yet they've only done it for PS4 games. Now, for me, I said when the PS5 was coming out and then there was rumours about backwards compatibility, I thought, do you know what, this would be amazing if they did it from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, as well as the PlayStation 4, so you could have all generations on there. You can put the old disc in. There's nothing more exciting about putting an old disc in and letting it load up with the PlayStation 2 logo and all that. And I know they've got sort of like that backwards compatibility with PlayStation Plus. You get the PlayStation Classics, but it's not the same as putting it in the disc drive. And I just think they could do it.
Yeah, see, this is the problem now. It's everything's going online and digital and all that stuff. So all the discs, when I grew up, it was the Dreamcast, the Mega Drive, stuff like that, and you used to have to blow into the car just to make sure your game was working. Growing up through all that, that's bringing my childhood back.
Yeah.
But the way technology is now and the way it's moving forward, it's all digitalized. That's why the PlayStation 5 brought out a console with disc and non-disc. And the non-disc was a lot cheaper to force everyone basically to go, well, I'm still getting a PlayStation 5, I'll just get the non-disc. But then you just stuck to that price that they put up on the store, which then can cause issues with people buying games, because, as you know, the market around the world and not the greatest, and people are struggling, and there's a lot of friends that I've known for many years. I can't game no more. I can't keep up with the technology. I can't buy the next game, and it's unfortunately that's just the way the world's going at the moment. But if they were gonna do something with the backwards with all the games and stuff, then it should be free. In my eyes, it should be, here's all the classics, and you can just stream it straight off the store. You don't have to download it, you don't have to pay for it. You just, and a lot of people would love to do that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Sorry, it's alright, mate. I was just going to say, there's a lot of people that do want this, and it's been a highlight of one of the big things that's been talked about with PlayStation, and the fact that they've not actually listened to the people that do want this is pretty dull in my sense. But the fact is, we talk about backwards compatibility and all that, but they were going to do it at one stage, and then Xbox just came out with an update saying you would be able to play your old games by putting the disc in the new feature update, and PlayStation then just seemed to lose interest out of the idea and just left it alone for ages. And then obviously the PS5 came out, and they said it's backwards compatibility with the PS4 games, which I'm really made up about, because there's a load of games that I've got for PS4, and sometimes you've not had chance to complete them. So it's nice to be able to play them again on a newer console. But
that's right. Yeah,
it's one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Because I've had games where I just downloaded it, played it, getting really into it, and then there's another game and all my friends are playing it, so I join in with all them playing that game, and then forget about the game. And it's such a shame thing where I've got a full book cabinet just full of PS4 games, and I can't really use them. And I just love to play that game again. I just love to play that again. But now if I want to play them again, I've got to go onto the store and full price.
Yeah.
Just basically get a digital key to play the same game. I've still got all my save data. And then you're like, well, unfortunately, I'm not going to pay for that, because it's like £44, which is about $60. It's crazy.
Well, another thing as well is if they did bring backwards compatibility for the older gens, just think how much them games will go up in price again. People will be buying them. There will be more sales in the old games, as well as the new games, because people will be like, do you know what? I'm going to get that game for like £5, say CNX or something like that, and I'm going to put it in, and then, okay, £5 seems not a lot, but when you can use them games again, there's going to be a lot of people buying them games again, so then the prices go up again, you know. But
that's it, because it's like I remember when all my friends used to come around to mine, and they used to have 4 controllers, and we had the screen split into 4, and your friend goes, "Oh, can I borrow the game off you?" Yeah. Borrow the game, bring it back when, you know, or they bring a game that you want to play, and you swap games, and you know, once you finish the game, you swap them back, and you can't do that anymore. I feel like it takes that little bit of my childhood away.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you used to sit around with all your friends and stuff like that, and have a laugh, have a scream, and then your parents get fed up with you and kick all your friends out. You know, it's one of them now. But being a 32-year-old man now, with house and stuff like that, I want that bit of a childhood back. You know, getting there with all your friends and having a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, mate. It's gaming's always been about that, having fun, even making new friends. Like you said, you know more about the people you've met over games than you actually know your real family, don't you? So,
well, that's it. Yeah, it's like I went over to the States 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I've known my friend for about 12, 13 years, and I got invited to his wedding.
Wow, it just shows you, doesn't it?
And, you know, I was one of the grooms, and never met him before. Yeah. I know what he looks like, you know, obviously through all these social medias and stuff like that. But as soon as I walked off the plane and met him at the airport, it was just like meeting a brother, you know, or a family member or something like that. It's what I love about the community gaming and the friendships that you make. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the amount of people that I've met through gaming, plus, you know, doing this podcast as well, you know, just everyone's coming together as one big community, and that's what I'm trying to build as well, is a big gaming community where people can just come in, chat, play a few games, but even more so, make friends, and that's what it's all about, and it should be always like that. I know we say we come across a few toxic people over gaming, but unfortunately that has always been like that. I mean, it's got worse over the years, but there is still nice people to meet through there as well.
Oh yeah, but you can say that in general life as well. If you always meet that random so and so in a bar, you know, you can so rude and obnoxious and stuff like that. It's just part of life. Not everyone's that, you know, perfect person anymore. No. Ever. But it's just with the gaming and stuff like that, people are like, oh, your kid's always sitting in the room and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's their stress relief. If even mine, I can have a really bad day and come home and I'll just jump on for a little bit, and then 4 or 5 hours later, I'm just like, I'm so happy and back to my normal self, because that friendships that you make, and then even if you have like a bad day or have a problem or something like that, just someone who's not in that situation, and oh yeah, I've been through this is what you can do, it's so much better, and it'll help you, and you know, just having someone to have a shoulder to cry on technically, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, mate, because you know what, I'm the same. Gaming's always been like that for me. If I've had a bad day, like you say, you go on a game just to stress free, and talking to people that you know you get on with playing the games, or even if you're not talking to people and you're just playing a really, really good game with a good story mode, you feel like, oh, this has cheered me up a little bit now. Gaming is really good for your mental health, but it can also be bad. It depends what game you're playing, mate.
Yeah, it depends if you want to chuck your control.
I bet you've done
It's
that
just
plenty
one
of
of
times.
When I was a lot younger, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot younger. When I didn't have the concept of... But yeah, since I've grown up and got out squeaky phase, as everyone calls it nowadays, it's just a lot better.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It really is.
And do you remember, you're talking about, you're younger and you go through your squeaky voice days and all that, but do you actually remember when I think it was the PS4, where you could actually change your voice chat in party to squeaking, and I used to have a lot of fun doing that to people that were in the party.
Yeah.
Where did
That's
that go?
it, yeah.
Where did that feature go?
Well, it started PS3, I think. It was my memory. Where you can like make your voice deeper or get that squeaky and stuff like that. It was dead good. I must have annoyed a lot of older folks when I used to do that. With that squeaky voice on and pretending I was like 12 or something and got dry. Just being an annoying person as can be. But it was such a good feature, and even though not a lot of people use it, unfortunately, but it was a good little fun thing to do. I think now, I don't know where it's gone.
Yeah, because it was a nice little feature to mess about with, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It definitely was, and themes is another well-talked thing for PlayStation. Where's themes gone? They've not even tried to... Well, say they're not tried to bring it to the PS5. Now, because of the 30th anniversary they're celebrating, before all this, they said, they can't do themes on the PS5. It's not as easy as the PS4. And we're all thinking behind the background, that's just a load of bull, that, because you can. It's easy to make. It's easy to do.
Ooh.
And they proved it in the feature update for the 30th anniversary. There's themes on there. Yeah,
that's it. See, that's the only issue with modern stuff. You're paying more for less.
Yeah.
And it's just all the commercialised stuff. Well, if you want this, you got to pay for this. If you want that, you got to pay for that. And unfortunately, it's just you've got to pay for it, because if you want them features, you've got to pay for it. It's just like a certain company, I'm not going to mention it, but you take a chunk out of its apple and it's not happy,
Yeah.
And you can't even listen to cell phones and stuff like that without paying for this and paying for that. And with Android, you can do everything for it, and you just buy the phone and that's it.
Yeah, talking about Android, mate, I went for, obviously, I had an iPad, and obviously it was dead old, so it wasn't working. So then, I think it was last Christmas, I got a Android tablet, and like you say, you can do everything on Android.
Yeah, Android's just with the other company and Android, they both have the pros and cons.
Yeah.
So with the other company, you get better quality, which you've got to pay for, which sometimes I don't mind. But when you've got to pay constantly every month, subscription every month, and then you have that bad time at work, or you're ill and stuff like that, and you're low on funds, or you lose a family member and stuff like that, and that wrong time, and starts becoming like a debt. Do you know what I mean? And then you feel like out of touch, because then you can't talk to your friends and stuff like that. Same with PlayStation and Xbox as well, with all their prescription stuff like that. Which the only thing is, which I like about the consoles, is that you can still talk to your friends even if you can't afford it, and like your Plus or Game Pass and stuff like that. But you can still talk to your friends, which is relief. And obviously now with all the Discords and Snapchat and TikTok and stuff like that, it's a lot more better now with the connection with the world.
It is, mate, and we're talking about Discord and all that, but PlayStation took ages to bring the voice chat to it.
Yeah.
And what made me laugh about all this is the partnership was like 30 odd million, was it? With or 1,000 with Discord, and
Yeah.
they didn't even. I mean, to me, okay, you had to put voice chat in it now, but that doesn't cost. I mean, that's not a 30 million or whatever it is partnership. I was thinking that the app was going to be on the console itself, you know, so you could actually message people in groups and, you know, actually do what you do on a PC side of Discord.
Yeah.
But
It's like with consoles. It's basically how I see a console is a smaller version of a gaming PC.
yeah, it's
The
definitely
people
now.
that can't afford it. It is definitely now with all the features, stuff like that, the graphics, everything, which is a blessing in disguise for a lot of people because you can't go out and spend £1,000 every couple of years to upgrade the PC. You know, so I can see where a lot of people will float towards the console. Well, I just buy the new console that comes out. It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
Which I totally understand and I totally agree with that thinking. But also, it's like yourself and myself, I've got that much consoles and that much technology. It's trying to bind all that into a one hit wonder
yeah,
would be a game changer where you can do basically everything you can do on the console, all mixed in together. You can stream straight off to whatever app to connect to all your followers and stuff like that.
yeah.
You know, you can chat to anyone through anything on it. It would be a one-hit wonder, which PC mainly is that one hit wonder, but it's more community gathering because there's a lot more people on console than there is in the world generally.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because it's like you see all the kids now, oh, I want a PlayStation, or I want an Xbox. They don't really say, oh, I want a game. You know, some kids do, but not 90% of the kids do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And you know what? I didn't think I was going to get a gaming PC myself, but I was thinking to myself, well, I'm going into the streaming now, but I can only stream on PlayStation, and obviously on PlayStation you can't put any overlays on your streams or anything like that. You can't put sound alerts on or anything. So I was thinking, do you know what? That will, if I get a gaming PC, it'll open more options to me, you know, with the streaming side of things. But also because I'm recording a podcast, it's so better to record a podcast because I can record through a call. Like we're doing now, and the software on PC where you can record, and it's good quality as well, you know. But if you could have that in a console, have everything in the console, like you say, that would be a one-hit, you know, console. I mean, PCs wouldn't. I don't think PCs would make money the way they are now.
Well, I still think you would for a lot of businesses that use a lot of computer stuff like that. So I think you still will make their money that way as well. May as well out of it. And not a lot of people gaming. You just want a normal PC to do all the like the emails and talk to family and stuff like that. That's why you've got a lot of laptops and, you know, people just like to work from home and stuff. So they'll still make their money that way, which they are doing now, which is fantastic with the technology and the laptops and how small they're getting and the crazy stuff you can do with them. But if you're just focusing on that gaming, if you've done a one-hit wonder for just that, so it doesn't matter if it's a game, PlayStation game, you're basically just got that, all of them to come together. You have Microsoft come together, Sony come together. You know, and actually work together to make that wonder, then you wouldn't have Xbox is better, PlayStation's better, PC's better. You know, that's everyone's personal preference.
Yeah.
If you just made that one-hit wonder where you do absolutely everything on it, I think there would be more people buying that than it would be just for the Xbox, just for the PlayStation, or just for the PC. because as you know yourself, you got PlayStation, you got computer, you got the Xbox, and you got the Nintendo Wii and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
But if you could do and put all that in one system, and then it might be $2,000 for an example.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's that $2,000 you spend once, isn't it? You know.
That's it. Yeah. You can do so much. You can connect to so much more people, and you can blast out to more and more games.
Yeah.
So it's like developers will go, well, it's just this one system that does it all. So then we can make a lot more games for that system, and we can do anything we want with the games, and not restricted to, well, console can only handle this, handle X, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It's just, well, it's on one system. From work off, we do this, the community this, we can add this, and it's just a lot more better.
It is so much better, and it would benefit all these companies. You know, Sony might think to themselves, you know, and they will think this is that they will lose people by doing this, but no, I think they'll gain more people because they'll have a platform that's got everything on it. So, like, you know, PC players now that don't have consoles, they will come over because they'll think, hold on, I can play all these things on a console. I can move it around with me. So, say if I'm going away, I can put it in a bag and go away. You can't with a PC, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to travel a PC anyway because it breaks easily and all that because of the wires in there and everything. So,
especially if it's water cooled.
Yeah.
I've got my PC's water cooled, so me that is a task and a half because how heavy it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to drain all the water out of it, or none of the tubes are cracked or anything, so then the water doesn't get onto any of the components inside of it and stuff. I got to do a pressure test on it, just to make sure that all the seals are fine. Now, I've got to do that every year because that's just me. I do that anyway. You don't have to literally buy one in decades, but I rather do that. But then I know when I'm doing upgrades to it, I don't have to worry about that element.
Yeah, so every year you do an upgrade, it's going to last longer, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like the PlayStation 5 now, it's basically a PC.
Yeah, it is, because there's CPU in it and the graphic cards.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as high as a PC, but it has got PC parts in it, which, you know, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, which I believe, funny enough, it's going to be sooner than we think it's going to be, which I think is stupid.
I think it's going to be announced next year.
Yes.
From my inside sources.
Do you not think it's too soon after the PS5 Pro coming out?
Well, they did it with the PlayStation 5, didn't they? Because the Pro came out in a year later. PS5.
Yeah, that's true. Saying that though, when you think of it, if they're going to announce it next year, then it's actually 7-8 years, isn't it, since it's been out? Oh no, it will be, yeah. Oh, so it's not 4 years like we said before. I think it's actually 5 now, isn't it? No, 6.
Yes.
6 years.
It's been a while since I've still got the first gen.
Yeah.
I won't be getting the Pro at all, because I'm not going to go, oh yeah, I'm a Pro. Well, okay, yeah, you're buying a Pro for that little bit extra graphics, but
yeah.
Problem is, it's not the graphics your console is doing, it's what the game developers are making.
Yeah, that's true.
So I understand that the developers now are making a lot more detail in games. That's why they're like, oh, this stupid amount of gig, do you know what I mean, to download and install and stuff like that, even on PCs now. So you need 12 terabyte hard drives sometimes, just 5 games. So it's, which I'm totally grateful for, all the details that they put into it, because it gets you into that environment, you feel like you're in a game. But if they just sorted it out with the PS6, when hopefully, with me inside sources, like near this time next year, going to get announced.
See, do you know what? That's a good point as well, because when the PS5 Pro came out, I was like, there's only a slight upgrade to it. Would I upgrade to it? No. And the reason for that is the PS5, the way it is now, is absolutely a beast of a console. So for slightly upgrades, it's not worth it. And to be honest with you, £700, right? You can get a low budget PC that works just as good as a PS5, or even better, for 600 and something. So
yeah, and then you've got more variety then of games for it.
Yeah.
You got. This is what they need to start bringing to console. This is the only drawback to all the consoles that they do bring out. It always feels to me like paywall.
Yeah.
Consoles. It can be as good, but you gotta wait. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm a little bit of factor to it where I can bring my own element to the game.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean, mate. Do you know what I seen? I seen a video. I think it was on TikTok. This person's basically took every single thing out of a PS5 Pro, and he's put it in a PC case and everything, and put it all together, and it works like a dream. So it's an upgrade to a PS5 Pro. I mean, how good is that? You know,
that's it. It isn't how it does it. You know, with the technology that we've got now and stuff, it's like eventually I feel like with the console, like they're going to come to a point where they're going to know, we're not going to make new consoles, but you're just going to have to buy the upgrade for it. Like, so what we're going to do is we're going to release a new type of graphics card or CPU or this, that, the other, and you just pop out the old one, pop out the other, and they can play.
Yeah, I mean, it should always be like that. I mean, you know, you look at they could even make a handheld console that's just as powerful as a PlayStation. You know, I mean,
well, look at the Switch. Look how powerful the Switch is for a handheld.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I love the Switch.
Yeah,
it is a brilliant console, and I believe they're ready to announce it officially. The Nintendo Switch 2, so I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know if you play VR. I do like a bit of VR.
Yeah, I played the original PlayStation VR when it came out, but I just thought that helmet was very uncomfortable, and I couldn't wear it for a very long time. I mean, I've still got it now, but I haven't had it out for ages, because if you remember when the PS5 came out, the PS4 camera wasn't compatible with the PS5. Yeah. And everyone was going on about it and saying this is stupid, because how do we play the VR on the PS5? Then they brought they said anyone that's got a VR, there will be a adapter that you can apply for the old camera to work on the PS5. So I went, okay, it's free. I applied for it, I got it, but I've just not plugged it in. I don't know what the reason is.
But this is the other part of the element. The way the games are going and all that stuff, VR is going to be a very interesting part of that. And there is a lot of people that love VR. Yeah. Sit there all day and play VR. It's like my little one, got the Quest 2, loves it. And but with the PlayStation 5, yes, I know they bought out. It's like up to the same storyline. Do you know what I mean? Can't really move from what to take that they force you to take. Now, just imagine if you use the EA, but on VR, you can travel the world, do whatever you want. You know, that's what they need to bring that next.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and stuff that. The stuff the gaming's going into will eventually I know it's in the early stage.
Yeah. It is in the early stage, yeah.
Yeah. I think started bringing out stuff like I said with the one system, where it's powerful enough where you just put the VR, there's no cable, and it's straight away connected to it, and you can just play, and you can play any game.
Yeah, imagine.
So imagine trying to play like Rocket VR. Do you know what I mean? But this is what obviously technology needs to obviously improve a little bit more, or it's that way. But it's just that next step that I think need to start working on.
Yeah, they do. I mean, talking about VR and all that, the PlayStation VR 2 came out, and there were some quality games that came out for that, but then they stopped supporting games for the original VR. So it's like, well, there's not way of keeping the original VR now. But now with the VR 2, the PlayStation VR 2, you can actually connect it to your PC now, and it works with the PC. Because they've got a connection now to it, haven't they? Like adapter.
Yeah, which I think is very, very helpful, especially my systems stuff like that. It's expensive, as you know. You've got to buy this for that console. You've got to get this special wire for it, and it can be a ball ache to do it. But like I said, if they come with just a one-hit system now, they build this one system, everything's in it, all the equipment comes to it, so you can have your mouse and keyboard, you can controllers, you can VR headsets, and it would be that nice touch where I think it will blow a lot bigger for the gaming community, where it doesn't matter what you're playing, because everyone, so you can play any game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would absolutely love that. And you know what? I think eventually the VR helmets will become like that. I mean, don't forget, we're still quite new in a sense with the VR helmets, especially for consoles and all that. I mean, Steam have had it out a little bit longer, but I think eventually I can see a wireless one where it's compatible for everything that's got VR. So like you say, PC is compatible with VR games, and then you got PlayStation. The only thing that hasn't got VR at the moment, and there is talks about them bringing one out, is Xbox.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think Xbox has dropped the ball on.
Yeah.
But you don't know what's behind closed doors and testing labs stuff, but it's like, the only problem is, yes, the VRs are there and stuff like that, but how many times have you got bored of just not any games for it? I bought all the games for this, I bought all the games for that, and not enough there to actually go, well, is it worth it? So this is where I think before the technology is outpacing game development.
Yeah.
And that is going to be issue for, I think, for the PS6 and for the next gen for the Xbox. I don't think there's going to be a lot of games there. Like, good with PS5, there wasn't many games when that first got. A lot of, I bought the PS5, but I still paying. So, and then now there's obviously done. Well, you got the PS4 version, of certain games, stuff like how the new games are coming out, like say Call of Duty 6 that came out, or Black Ops 6, sorry, you can have download the PS4 version.
Yeah.
But then some games you can't play with someone who's on the PS4. You're playing on the PS4. So it's like, that's kind of killing it a little bit there as well. They need to start thinking in advance instead of trying to play catch up. And all these like Sony and Microsoft need to start thinking, well, we need to start giving these a couple of years and start planning for the next gen to come out.
Yeah, because we.
So then
Yeah, so cause,
sorry, mate. Go on.
That's all right, mate. I was just going to say, because we all talk about, how far can they go with technology and graphics and whatever else they can do, but there's always something new they can do. I mean, like, believe it or not, the PS2 has been beating it in the charts for decades and decades. I believe for the first time ever, it's been took off the charts. It's not the number one console now. Yeah.
See, it's like me. I like to play a game how I like to play a game.
Yeah.
This is why I tend to go more to gaming recently because, like, say you're in a game and you gotta, for example, you're in a hunting game.
Yeah.
But you can't do certain things in that game. Obviously, the developers not put it in the game. So it's like, well, okay, I want to play this hunting game. Well, yeah, they put in like the wind element, scent element, stuff like that, so you can track them. They can track stuff like that. So if they smell you, they'll run away this way and stuff like that. But it's like, well, I want to climb a tree, but I can't climb a tree. Okay. You know what I mean? I want to be able to build like a secret like spot where I can camouflage and stuff like that, and you can dig a hole in the ground, and it basically goes with any game. Like,
yeah.
I like a lot of like the strategy games. I'm talking like Total Rome and all that stuff. Total War 2. I love the Total War franchise. What they've done is fantastic. Bringing all the history element to it and stuff like that, and the realism and stuff like that that's done to it, like the detail to all the armors and stuff like that. And he even went into the fantasy and all that stuff with Warhammer, which was fantastic. They open up the horizon to all the elements of gaming for their franchise. But like, now imagine if you had the VR that game where you can be sat there at your desk or wherever you're playing your game.
Yeah.
And then you can also put your VR helmet on. And then you can see like all your troops. You also can like, it's hard to explain, but it would be so much better that you can do certain things like certain games like that.
Yeah.
You give that game that next step of element to it, where it's like if there's wind blowing at you, the arrows can't behind you, and arrows can further. Things like that. That like a real commander back in history, like in Rome.
Yeah.
All that medieval and cannons and all that stuff when they went through all the eras. Well, if it's raining, the gunpowder won't fire. Them certain elements to them type of games bring that bit more. I don't want total realism, but you want that little bit more, but you can also have a play with it as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm 100% with you with that, mate, because it'd just be so much better. I mean, I've come up with the idea where eventually we could see VRs being not a VR helmet, but it's going to be all in glasses. So you put a pair of glasses on, and then you see everything in VR on your screen. And imagine if they had some type of technology glasses. I've been watching. People be thinking you've been watching too many movies, but it is possible, Well,
you can easily do it now. You could. It's like now you can get glasses with cameras in.
Yeah.
It's all you have to do is put that element in. So you're looking at your screen. So you say, for example, you got your PC. So it connects to you. You're looking at your screen, and then you're playing your game like you normally would, glasses. But then when you've got these glasses on, it brings that little bit of VR. But also in your glasses, it can bring up your HUD, up your map, like your typical map, like that, and it'll come up like, say, if you're playing like a sports game, you know, like the score, glasses and stuff, you know, just bringing that a little bit to it, and like wherever you look onto the screen, it like pop up. Say you're playing for a game for the first time, take the glasses off, it'll just be your game. But you put the glasses on, it can come up. Oh,
so you get your messages on one side as well.
Yeah, so like when you're playing on your console, if someone had it on the screen.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, look, I mean, for instance, I know it's a movie and all that, but it was a pre-example to what VR and glasses could look like, and that was Spy Kids.
Yeah,
Spy Kids was an absolutely fantastic movie, and you know, they've sort of created a VR in a glasses there. Then, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's always a message in a film, dealing with technology-wise.
Yeah.
Because if they're thinking about that in a film, then why can't like Sony or Microsoft put that into real texture?
I think eventually it will happen, because you look at the VR2 now, the PlayStation VR2. Okay, it's still got a little bit of wires in it, but you don't need one of them boxes to it now, do you? The separate boxes. So they're starting to slowly bring it away from that many connections, and I do like the new VR controllers. They look quite nice, to be honest with you. Because believe it or not, a lot of people thought the PlayStation Move controllers looked a bit dodgy anyway, so with a light bar on the end of it, and those would go. In fact, they weren't even upgraded. They started going on the PlayStation 3, if you remember.
Yeah, so it's like coming back to the glasses and stuff like that. Like, you can use that element in the world, you know, like with your phone.
Yeah.
So it's like you could have, say, video call, remember, but it's coming through your glasses. You know what I mean? So you can still see what you're doing. So you can be driving down the road, and then with these glasses, you can have someone talking to you. You know, they got the basics there, because now you can have glasses, connect your phone to and play music, or and then they're putting like cameras in and stuff like that. So why can't we put that little bit of an element, you know, for everyday use? Because just imagine if they started doing that for, like, say, I work for the airport, so I could have these glasses on, and someone in the control tower can tell me, well, this sent me a message, say this plane just landed, needs some fuel.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be over a radio.
Imagine that. That would be so much easier for everyone. That, because say there's a delay on a plane or something like that, it just comes through your glasses, and they say, oh well, there's a delay, and then you can get the message across quickly, and then it'll be less hassle for the people that are flying.
Well, that's it. Yeah, there'll be a lot of element to it. Because, say, for example, you're working in a factory.
Yeah.
Right. So, say you have a target. We've got a target, and we've got to make so many cups per shift.
Yeah.
So if you've got these glasses on, you can see how many is being made. You know, and then whoever's in charge, like shift manager, can send a message to this person, send a message to this person. I need this for me. Can you go and do that? And then it comes straight up on your glasses. You're like, right, and my next time this.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be so much smoother. But then again, it's like technology. We've got to wait for that to come in and implement.
Saying that, I don't think we're that far away, mate, because you look at, there's glasses out now where you can play your music through them, but there's also and I've seen it, someone had a ring where he can pay through his ring, so he just scans his ring. I think that's absolutely superb. So technology is there, it's just when they're going to push it out to bring the Hello there, have you heard about our partners, Terra Player? Terra Player is an internet radio station for gamers, so every time our episodes release, they will automatically go onto their website. So it's a fantastic little partnership, and we hope for more to come in the future. So yeah, that is our partnership, guys, and yeah, let's get back to the episode. It's like VR glasses out or something like that. I think there's something in development now. They're just taking ages to develop it, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's true, because like you got a lot of people that love to go to, so they're like, well, I need to do so many steps today.
Yeah.
So, but all that information will go straight to the glasses. You know, it can be like you've done so many steps today, you know, or you set out, I want to do this, okay? Or you could be a mechanic and you're struggling, your glasses are set, it will can come up with, like, say, a YouTube, you know, video. So you can follow literally as you're doing the, you know, if you work from home and stuff like that, and or if you're doing a quick job on your vehicle and struggling or like stuff like that, or even when you're cooking food, you know, a lot of people do go to like YouTube, stuff like that.
Yeah. Get
ingredients and, you know, how many bags of flour do I need for this, and how much do I need for that, and so if you had all that in your glasses, it will, as you're going along, it'll be so much easier and so much cooler in my eyes. That you got that just there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, yeah, they're probably going to be very, very expensive, like these pair of glasses, whatever they make. But the fact is, if you've got the money, you would just try them out, wouldn't you? You would buy them, and it's a one buy. At the end of the day, it's a one buy. Then you don't have to buy them again. I mean, I did it with the PS5 controller. You know, when they brought the Pro controller out.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I said to myself, well, I've got money now. I've got money saved up. Do you know? I'm only going to do it once. I'm going to buy it. I've seen this new controller. At first, I was against it, and we all are. I'm against it. I'm saying, over £200 for a controller? You are kidding me. But then what do you go and do? You go and buy it yourself, because, you know, if you got the money for it and you think to yourself, do you know what? I'll try it. I will try it. And you do. That's the thing. But the one thing I wouldn't do is upgrade to a slightly better console. I've always been one to wait for the next gen, so my next buy will be the PS6. And I don't know whether I'll get it straight away. Normally I get them straight away, but it's one of them. The PS5 is a fantastic console, and I just think I need a little bit more time with it now. Okay, you say next year they're gonna reveal the PlayStation 6, but I don't know. I probably would buy it straight away. That's the thing. You always do, don't you? If you got the money there. But I do feel sorry for the people that can't afford it. But then again, it's not a bad thing when a new gen comes out, because the PS5 will go down in price a lot, and then people that have always been on the PS4 because they've not been able to upgrade to a PS5 at the time will be able to upgrade to a PS5. Okay, they're always going to be a gem behind, but you know, they're not going to kill off the console for at least another 7 to 8 years anyway, are they?
No, that's it. See, the thing is as well, it's like when we were talking about the glasses, it's going to be expensive. It always is at first.
Yeah.
You know, but once they start making it like a regular, you know, where it's more accessible for people, it's starting to get cheaper for people. You know, it's just like back in the day, shoes used to be expensive.
Yeah.
You know, it can be like that.
Yeah, and it's stupid. I mean, you look at PlayStation Plus, for example, as well. Now, I like the way they've done it in separate tiers and all that, but originally it was obviously it stayed at £50 just for the standard one, which is Essential now, is it? And then you got Extra and Premium. So it stayed £50 for the original one, as you call it, and that included, online gaming, which I think online gaming should be free anyway. But it also included monthly games, which I loved, because you don't know what you're going to get, and you might get a game that you think, I was going to buy that, but you didn't have to. Then they brought all these new subscriptions out with the Extra and Premium, and I think it was an extra £20-30 on top of the original one, which you think to yourself, that's not too bad, that. But then they brought the price up again, and I think it's £120 if you want it for the year now, which is ridiculous. So I always wait till the January sales come on, and you can get it for at least £60-70 then. And
that's it,
just shows you.
Because it's just like, there's been a few games that I paid full price for, so you're talking 60-70 quid.
Yeah.
And then it comes out on the free for a month. You get this game for these free games each month, and then you think, I waited for that. So I think what they should do, next month is going to be these games. So then you don't have to go and buy them games. You know what I mean? They're going to be free next month. So then you can go, well, okay, then I don't need to buy that game because it's coming out next month. Free. So I can, instead of spending money on that, I can spend money on a different game.
Yeah.
So they'll make more custom that way as well, I think, with that way of thinking.
They could do, you know what I can't understand about, I don't know what your point is on the new subscriptions. Okay, the price is a bit high, but do you think it's worth it?
Not at the moment.
No, I think it's going to be. I mean, don't get me, there's some quality games that's come to the Extra and Premium and all that, but you can't download the PS3 games. It has to be stream only, so that needs to be a thing. But apparently there's talks about they are actually working on that, so you don't have to stream the PS3 games, which I think they should have done, because I mean, the fact that they've managed to do PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games where you can download them straight to your hard drive is incredible. And you think to yourself, wouldn't it be easier for the PS3 to be PS3 games to be downloaded, because it's a bit older than PS1 and PS2. If you get me, that you couldn't actually download. You didn't actually download, did you? Really, to a PS1 or PS2? It was you had to play from the disc. Now you got download from a disc now, which you didn't have to. But I don't know. PlayStation Plus, to me, it's been good and it's been bad. I've noticed there's a lot of games that's been on monthly games that's been put onto the Extra games, and I'm thinking to myself, hold on, you've already been on PlayStation Plus. Why have you brought it out again on the Extra tier? It's like they've lost ideas what to do.
Yeah, it's like they're stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And I think if they just, if you're talking all the old games, now a lot of people might go, well, no, I don't want to play the old games anymore, I just want to play the new ones. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There's people out there that's go, I'm playing that game again, I'm so good. Brings back memories. And, so if they done, so you just bought the basic subscription. So they got rid of the plus and all that stuff. So you got the basic. So when you come to the monthlies, say, well, you can either choose these three, or say like the PlayStation 5 games. So you got 3 PlayStation 5 games.
Yeah.
Or you can choose an older game.
Yeah.
So you have that option.
Yeah.
And I think you'll get a lot more people tend to do that than would with buying the Extra.
I think so.
Or paying for the Extra.
I think so, mate, because I actually remember going back a few years ago, they did actually do a thing where you voted for a game to come on the monthly games. I think they did, and the game that won it on one of them on the monthly games was that Grow Up, that the robot game. So they can do it. They've done it before.
Yeah, well that's it, because it's like I said to you, I play a total different. I'm not bothered about the game. Do you know what I mean? I'm just there to play with friends and stuff like that, and have a good relax. Sometimes drink a beer and do stupid things on the game. But it's like some of the things you can do in a game you can't do in real life. Like, yeah, you can't go on. Can't really do all the stuff you can do on that in real life. Getting into trouble. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it gives you that like little element to it. Like, certain things on that you can't do in real life. That's what I think a lot of people like the games. But also, if they started doing the, like I said before, with the one console hit wonder type thing,
yeah,
and done, so they spoke to all the developers and gone, right, you can choose. All the customers have chosen this game for their month, and then they go, right, okay, so it's free for that month.
Yeah.
But then I've noticed they start, so okay, after the month, but then you're going to pay full price if you miss that month. So I think they should do like I said before with the choices. If you miss that month, say you've been on holiday or you had problems with the internet and stuff like that, and needed to get on but you couldn't, then you have that option to, well, I want to choose a previous month's game instead of this month's game. I think there'd be a lot more people would be happy with that. Because it's like I play the game. Oh yeah, I've got this game through, and I missed that. And you're like, yeah, unfortunately, but then they have to work out full price for that game.
Yeah.
Where they could have had to wait for the next month and gone, well, actually, I'll choose that game now.
Yeah, and you know what? They could do that, but I just got a feeling that we'll never see that, because even though they put the prices up with the PlayStation Plus and all that, people do buy it, so they're not bothered as long as they're getting the money, and they will get the money. People will buy it
because they got no other choice. Yeah. That's the thing, because they haven't got that second option. That's why they got to pay all these prices to get that option.
Yeah, don't get me. There's been some really good games that's come to the new subscriptions. Like this month's extra and premium games are not bad in a sense. Like you get Forspoken. Now that is a phenomenal game. Well, I've seen the graphics and all that to it. It looks amazing. I'm dying to play that soon. So I definitely will give that a try. I've always said they should bring Simpsons Hit and Run to the subscription. I think if you're looking at classic games, that to me was a classic. I'm not sure whether you played that game or you did. You probably did.
Yeah. I used to love playing that game. But it all comes down to license, stuff like that. That's the only problem with most games now, and all the copyrights and all that stuff. Which I understand. You made something, you developed something, so obviously you don't want no one stealing that idea.
Yeah.
But with the licenses and that stuff, I think they should all come to an agreement each year and go, right, these are the games that we want to put for monthlies.
Yeah.
And then put a vote out 2-3 months before, and then that game can then be licensed to do that, so they wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah.
But they could be doing that now. I'm just not 100% sure. But it's just one of them, isn't it? It's just gaming community at the moment is so expensive, and there's a lot of demand for it. Because there's a lot of demand, the higher price, and they can dictate price to you. So people will pay it because they want to play it.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? the thing is, there's some. That's the thing, isn't it? There's bad things about the PlayStation Plus subscriptions, but there's some good things as well. I mean, you get free packs. With some of the free packs can be really good packs. You get some really good games. Now with Sony Picture Care, is that what it's called? I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's all good as saying that you get over 100 movies part of your PlayStation Plus, but we have Netflix, we have Amazon, well, we have Prime Video, we have Disney Plus, we have
that's
all the other apps.
You have Apple TV. And,
yeah.
See that's the big thing as well. Now I'm grateful for the PlayStation. Basically, you can have it like your home theater type of thing with like the Netflix app and Disney and all that stuff, and you got Sky Go and all that stuff on it, which is great. But it's like instead of paying them all in, it should be like I was saying before with like if you just had one platform, everyone connected to it, it'll be a lot smoother and a lot better, and people are not forking out like this prescription, this for this one, this prescription for that one. Before you know, just for entertainment.
Yeah, well, if you think of it though, if they had everything on the same console, you know, with the Epic Games, you know, Unreal Engine and all that, I would imagine Unreal Engine will become easy to use then, in a sense, because it's going through the Epic Games app, and it is providing that Unreal Engine onto a console. So, I mean, I know some games they've actually brought Unreal Engine to it, so PlayStation games now have got Unreal Engine to it, but the thing is, on PC, that's what I love about PC in a sense, that on Epic Games you can make your own games, and you can actually transfer it, well, you can actually publish it to go onto PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and so on, and people can try them out. And you know, I mean, the closest to making games on the PlayStation was a game called Dreams. Do you ever remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's the closest they come to it, because you could actually make your own games on it. It was a little bit different though, because obviously you had to be on that game to make them and to play them. And now they closed the online for that now, haven't they? So, which is sad. Yeah,
that's it. Because it's like, I like to, like on my PC, you know, I like to play a lot of like strategy games and like turn-based games and stuff like that, and then or like all my first-person and that, I go to console. But it's like, I like to, well, this game you can do this to it, this game you can do that to it, you can change the way a person looks, or change the way this character looks. You know, add things to it, take away things. You know, if you had all that option for all of them, it would be ideal. There is games out there where there is like a mod page to it, which is quite good for console. So you got like a dinosaur game called Clash of Titans. Stuff like that. You know, stuff like that where you can add to it through the mod that they've got for it, which is quite cool. Alpha Titans, sorry. Called. But like Conan, I used to love playing Conan.
Yeah.
But can't like add things to it where you can on PC.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Because you can add all things to games on PC and that. I know. Obviously, I used to play Rogue Company, and Rogue Company was a quality game when it first came out, and we thought it was going to be something special. And then they stopped doing updates and everything for it. But then they promised us all these things and all that. But then they sacked half of the team, high res. So nothing came new of it. I've stopped playing it. But I remember when I was playing it, though, I come across a lot of PC players. Now, I'm not saying all PC players are the same, but we're talking about PC can do more to what a console to do. So in games, they can actually hack games where there's things that shouldn't be done in games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. I've seen it before and stuff like that in games where they have crossovers and stuff like that. Where people obviously cheating and stuff like that and got the hacks on and stuff. But it's like a lot of things is like, yes, you might play story mode and stuff like that and have unlimited ammo and this, that, the other. That's fine. You can play your single player as you want it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to join an online server, it's like
switch them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not like you switch it off. It's just like you can't access that server. You can't access online with them mods on. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like Path of Titan, for example. You can download like different like skin textures and everything for your dinosaur.
Yeah.
But when you join that server, it'll all download before you join it. So if you've done that for every game, it takes a minute for it to do. Well, depending on your internet speed. But if you've done that for every game, then they wouldn't be able to cheat.
No, because I remember on Road Company, me and my mate were playing a game, and then this person, somehow, I don't know how he did it. It was definitely hacks, because he crouched down and half his body went into the ground. So he was using the ground as a shield. So
yeah, see, that could be multiple things though. That could be the game actual self, the developers.
It wasn't though, mate, because it was the first we played it for ages, and it was the first we come across. And you know a difference with a glitch and a hack.
Yeah.
A glitch, you can actually see it, and a glitch normally happens to more than one person. This wasn't, and he came back up, and he shot us with one bullet. We went down. Now, normally one bullet is not enough to bring you down.
Yeah.
So that in itself, thinking, there's definitely something going wrong, something dodgy going on around here, and it's all good and doing it in a single player game, but when you go on multiplayer games and all that, and you're spoiling games for people, but just because you got a PC and you can actually hack if you want to. That's
where the grey area is, because a lot of people, it's like, including, a lot of people, you don't like to lose.
No.
You do. You want to be the best, and you want to be this, you want to be that. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? I've got no problems with people like that.
Yeah.
But this is where, if the implemented, where as soon as you join the online servers, whatever server you join, right, this server is modded, this server is not modded. So if you join a modded server, it'll automatically download all them mods for that server.
Yeah.
So whatever mods you've got on, it will automatically turn them off, and it will only turn on these mods.
Yeah.
That would be so much better, and be less people be able to cheat on the systems and all that stuff, and on the stuff. And I think, it's like myself. I play on like Total War and all that stuff. And with them Total War games, download mods where your soldiers won't die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's quite funny. Do you know what I mean? Your soldiers get hit by a cannon. It can be fun that way. But that's how you want to play your game. Then I totally agree with you. Joe. Play that. And play it that way you want to. But if you're coming onto the online, then I think they should be able to do something about it.
They should do. I mean, look at Euro Truck Simulator 2, for instance. when you're playing, obviously you can only do it on single player because the multiplayer mod is run by a community-based company, but you can't really put mods on there. You can put local mods on your truck. I think it's local mods where people can't see it, but just you. But on the single player mode, which now they've got convoy on, where you can just drive with your friends. You don't have to be driving with all other people that you don't know. You can just invite people. There is an option where you can turn mods off, and there's an option where you can have mods on if you wanted to. I mean, sometimes having mods on, I mean, you look at me the other day, I think it was last week, I think, when that lad decided that he wanted 55 mods on the game, and it crashes it out. So it depends how big the mods are. I mean, I think two of his mods were like over 2,000 megabytes, which you think to yourself, that is a big mod that you're putting into a game.
Yeah, 2 gig mod.
Yeah, which it was impossible. No wonder it was taking me age to download them and all that.
But, that's it, because it's like, I play Hell Let Loose. I love playing the game. Now, on console, you just took the basic, vanilla game, that's all you can do. Now, when you're on PC, do a lot of things with it. Just thinking, well, if they can do that, why can't we do that? So I think that element to it as well be beneficial if they start bringing stuff in for the console to be able to handle stuff like that. Yeah,
I definitely think so, because there's enjoyable mods there. There's mods there where people or there's more than a mod where people can do things they shouldn't be doing on a game, but it is there, you can do it. But there's enjoyable mods as well, which I love. I love the enjoyable mods.
Exactly. You can do a lot. You know what I mean? You really can do a lot. But this is where I think, like with Steam, you got the workshop and stuff like that. If they brought something like that to the consoles, it would be more. And you're paying £60 to £70 to play a game, and then you're stuck to what path they tell you to basically take near enough. That's what basically all the games are like now. So like if you're playing a single player, I wanna be able to shoot an enemy, turn him in.
Yeah.
Once he dies, do you know what I mean? Just have fun, But you can't do that on console, which I think you really let themselves down on.
Yeah, they definitely they let themselves down big time on that stuff. I mean, there is a few games where you can then have mods on. I mean, one game that they did bring mods to console was Fallout 4. Now, that is a fantastic game in itself, but the fact that the console allowed to have mods on there as well, it just shows you they can actually do it for certain games, so why can't they do it for all?
Yeah, that's it.
But it is amazing, and don't get me, I do love PlayStation and everything. I love everything about them, but there is things there that they could do that would beat I mean, I'm not one for it can beat anything, but just imagine they could do all this stuff and all that. There'll be no war with the console war and all that if both consoles, maybe if they combine them together, and
that's it,
a bigger console. They're not going to do that, obviously, because they'll lose money through, PlayStation have their separate console and Xbox have theirs, so that'll never be a thing, but it could be a thing, you know what I mean? And if they did do that, it would be amazing. I mean, just imagine what a console would look like, where you can play Xbox games, you can play PlayStation games, you can play Epic games. You can play Steam games.
That's what I mean, yeah.
There's loads they can put on that device. I mean, they could put all these apps on, like the Discord app could be on there. The Steam app could be on there. There's all different things that they could do, but I just think they won't do. And if they do it, it's not going to be anytime soon, is it?
No, exactly. That's the thing to it. It's like we was talking about before. If you done it all in one, it'll be a lot better for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to it. Greedy companies out there.
Definitely, and you know what? PlayStation have got one of the worst customer service going. I just had to put it out there. They have.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
This is the only problem to it.
You know when the PS5 came out, obviously me and my mate were doing game share. We've been doing it since the PS4 days because obviously you could do it. And it was a little bit different how to connect it again through a PS5. So I'm thinking, this is weird. You think quick sign-in would be like, oh yes, we can share games across each other's accounts again.
Yeah.
But no, that wasn't the case. And I'm thinking to myself, well, and I had another thing: create a new account. Now, automatically, you think creating a new account is actually creating a new account, isn't it? Which I thought, well, this is odd. So I rang them up. My mate rang them up, and they just kept giving us answers that we've already told them. You know, with it.
Yeah.
And one of them said to my mate that you can't do that on the PlayStation, and we went, like, yeah, you can, because it's on there. You can actually do it.
Yeah.
I mean, my mate didn't believe me at first. I told him about it. He said, I do believe you, in a sense, but I'm always one where I've got to ring Sony up just to double check. And it is a thing, and a lot of people didn't know about game share, and the reason is if you've seen the YouTube video that they put up, they basically handed each other a physical copy game, and you think to yourself, that's a bit weird, that, isn't it? What's that all about? Is that renting the game out to someone, or?
See, like, the thing is, like, with the game sharing and all that stuff, I totally agree. You know, it was a bit of a bore to do, but you can do it.
Yeah, you can.
Which, it wasn't too hard once you've done it once, obviously, you know it's not too hard then.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, if you're a parent, you've got 3-4 kids, you know, it's kind of hard to pay out for the same game, like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the prices now. So if you kids that wanted the same game, well, you can share the account. You know what I mean? So they can share that game.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot cheaper for you in the long run.
Well, definitely, me and my mate have done it, because me and my mate have done it that much. We literally pay halves on games, which is incredible because we pay less, but you do pay more in the sense that because you do pay less, you want to get more than one game, don't you?
Well, that's it, yeah.
And that's the thing about game sharing. Game sharing has been a fantastic thing, but when I went to Sony and told them about it on the PS5, they kept saying things that I've already done, and I kept saying that I've done that, and then eventually one of them turned around and said, oh, okay, I don't think I can help you, but I can send you over to our expert team. And I'm thinking, oh, expert team, okay, your expert team is just as good as your team now I'm talking to. So I went over to the expert team, and they said the same questions and everything, and then it got cut off, and then I went back in, and it said like 90 something in queue, and I went, sod that, I'm just gonna figure it out myself, and I did. It was that that thing that I was thinking to myself, create a new account is creating a new account. I thought, do you know what, I know it sounds stupid, but I'm gonna sign into my mate's account on that and see what it is. and that kept me on his account apparently, because with a quick sign in, apparently it just signs you out once you sign it out of his account. So it wasn't doing it all the time. But the fact that I've actually sorted it out myself, and I could work for Sony. Anyone could work for Sony. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the customer service is not great. But
they never have been, to be honest with you.
No, they haven't. I mean, they just hire people that are willing to work for them, you know. Some people might not even know anything to do with PlayStation. They just go on there because of the pay. The pay is quite good. But
that's it. Well, you need to know about the product that you're trying to be open for.
Yeah.
So you need to know the ins and outs sometimes, right? Would help.
But it's the fact that they didn't know about game sharing themselves, which you think to yourself, okay.
Well, that's it. It's a bit weird that you didn't know it themselves.
No. And talking about game sharing as well, Steam. Now, Steam, it's a really annoying feature on Steam, because obviously they have game sharing as such. But say your mate you're game sharing, or family member you're game sharing with, if they're playing that game at the same time as you being online, you can't play that game that they've got on their library.
Yeah, it takes it off. It kicks you off it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Which I think to yourself, that's not proper game sharing, is it?
No, that's it.
And then they say, well, if it's weird, if two members on the game sharing family have bought the same game twice, well, on their side, then the other person can actually play it then.
Well, it should be able to, yeah.
But the fact that two people are going to have to pay for the game first, you know.
See, that is the problem with it, but I can see why they're doing it. More greed, more money.
Yeah.
But it's like, on the other hand, when you've got a family and like 2-4 kids, whatever, it can be a really big hassle trying to, and very expensive at the same time.
Definitely, mate, because you know, on PlayStation, when you're game sharing, you can actually sort of use PlayStation Plus through your friend's account, but you don't get the discounts or the exclusive packs. That's the only thing you don't get. But because I didn't have money at the time, I was using my mate's account, obviously, to play. I was able to play online still, because he's got a subscription active. But I've always wanted to buy myself the subscription itself, because then obviously you get exclusive deals and all that, you know, that type of thing. And you know what? Going on to, you know, Xbox have already, or they've always had a reward system, haven't they, for logging in or playing a certain game, doing a certain mission. You get points and you save them up. But then PlayStation brought it out, which their own version, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. PlayStation Stars. What's your point?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on PlayStation Stars? What do you think of it?
I think it's useless. And to be honest, I really do. I don't get the same as what you get on the Xbox. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there is one thing I do get from it. I've actually got games out of the points. I've saved my points. And I've got games out of them.
Yeah, that's the only decent benefit out of it.
Yeah.
But it's still basically like you recruit all these points, but then, well, why do I have to buy this? Why can't I buy that? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
well,
okay,
you can do it though. You can do it if you get a voucher off them.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You can get a voucher, but it's like, say, well, I've got this many points, but I only want to. Say you want to buy a game, you haven't got enough money. right? So you haven't got enough money. So why can't I use some of the points out towards that?
You can.
So
apparently.
Oh, can you do that now?
Yeah, but obviously you got to do it through phone.
Oh, right.
The app. So yeah, I mean, what I really want them to do, and they were talking about it ages ago when they originally brought it out. They said eventually it'll come out onto the console itself, which Xbox have it on the console themselves, their reward system. But I do like it and I don't like it. There's things that I don't like it. I mean, we had big issues a few months ago where it completely vanished off the PlayStation app on the phone. There was nothing on there. So, like, I was thinking to myself, if I've lost all my points that I've been saving up to, get store credit, or is it going to be still on there? And it was off for months and months and months, and I'm thinking to myself, this is stupid, this. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, when they do bring it back, are we going to get something extra, like more points added on for, inconvenience? We never got that. And then they had issues with it, I think it was about a month ago, where the vouchers went off it. So you couldn't even redeem vouchers if you wanted to. And I'm thinking to myself, this is stupid, this. Why they've got so many big issues with it? But then I said to myself, it's Sony, isn't it? Sony do always have an issue.
Well, look at when the PS5 came out. Look all the issues they had with the PS5, overheating, stuff like that. And it was a bit of a messy one, because the liquid that you used wasn't ideal.
Yeah, I know. Tim, I've not experienced that. My PS5 has always worked to what it should be. So I've been one of the lucky ones where I haven't got a PS5 that's blown up or gone in smokes. But I got that when it first came out as well, when it originally released. I don't know when you got yours. Did you get it when it originally came out, or?
Yeah, mine's a first gen.
Yeah, so you got it when it came out that year, did you? On the same day?
I didn't get it on the same day, but I got it that year.
Yeah.
Because because first day it came out, building at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm going to wait a little bit while like more games come out and stuff like that for it, and games that came out ready tickled me fancy. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got to go get it and play that game.
Yeah.
That was the only downside I thought of it. Then once I did finally get the PS5, like 3 months later, there were quite more games coming out for it, which I was glad for. So, yeah. Of course, I was spending a lot of money on all my recording studio.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's what I want to do eventually. I want to have like a Steam Deck as well, because obviously there's so many things you can do with the Steam Deck, especially if you're doing a podcast as well. You can program stuff in,
Well, that's it, yeah.
Let's record, so you don't have to click on the mouse. And sometimes when you click on the mouse to record, you don't always click it right. So, if it's just programmed to that one button, you could just press record. Then it's easy, and then you stop it. You could add things into it, like say you wanted to add, say you eventually had sponsors on the show. You could actually put the sponsor on while you're recording the show. Yeah. So there is things like that you want to upgrade, but as you say, it comes at a price as well. That's the only thing.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all down to his price. Yeah. And it's just depending on how much you're willing to put into it. You make use of what you got, type of thing.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm new to the PC world and all that, but the PC I've got for my first ever PC is a fantastic PC. I mean, it runs on 16 gig RAM, which is brilliant for a first time PC. I can't remember what the CPU is, but the CPU's good. I've got a NVIDIA graphic card, so you know yourself, they tend to be quite good as well.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me. There's higher specs PCs and all that, but I've not had any really issues with it. So the fact that I can play games on it is incredible. The fact that I can record podcasts, which is one big bonus that I've got it for, and obviously my streams and all that. The only downfall is I do need a new motherboard, because the motherboard I've got is not built-in Wi-Fi, so it comes with like that little dongle. And the dongles, they don't always work.
Yeah, that's it.
So I don't always have a great connection, like you seen it the other night where my TikTok cat freezing, but it came back on. It didn't stop. I carried on. I got better through the night, didn't it? And
well, that's it. Yeah. I've just put a deposit down for that Starlink.
Oh yeah.
So it was going to cost me about $900 total for the first setup.
Wow, it's worth it though, isn't it? When you got the setup, it is
worth it, because you're talking about 700 gig download speed, so you are talking some powerful unit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to set up the satellite dish, and it's not that hard to do. To be honest with you, it's so easy, so simple to do.
So is that basically one of them gaming routers?
No, it's not a gaming router. Yeah, no. So basically, it's obviously Elon Musk. He's obviously the inventor of it, and up into space and all that stuff going around the Earth. So basically, you'll get a Wi-Fi unit, and then you'll get a satellite dish. Satellite dish is always small; it's not the biggest thing, and it'll always stay connected. So it'll connect to, it'll follow all the satellites and stuff like that. Never have any data loss and stuff like that. Then, so you can outside the computer.
Yeah.
And then connect it to your router that will come with it. And then that's it, you're connected. It's up and run. That's it, done.
That's brilliant.
And you pay so much each month. So it's a lot cheaper and a lot better than like all your internet providers, wherever you.
That's what I'm thinking, you see, because next door to me is basically where Frank's gaming career, all his stuff is set up and all that. So he's right next to the internet. And he's more closer to the router than I am. But we've got them BT disc. Obviously, the BT disc doesn't work where I am because obviously I'm a little bit out of the way. But when I do get a good connection, I get a good connection. But I think the highest I've got is 90 something megabytes, which is good download speed. That, but obviously because he's so close, he gets like over 100, sometimes 200 megabytes. And now, don't get me, I'm not one for a higher speed you have is the better connection, because you can run a game on 30 megabytes. Which, okay, yeah, you want to be a bit further than that, but they do recommend about 30, don't they? And sometimes I do get a bad connection, but if I have that's what I'm thinking of. If I have a new motherboard where I have antennas on, aerials on, I will get a better speed, because obviously I'm right next. It'll pick up from the disc.
Have you thought about getting hardwired in?
We've spoke about that to a BT man, and he's basically said you couldn't get a hardwire in now. It'll be too much hard work, especially in the house. He said you would have to the foundations. We'll have to take all the foundation up basically to get it everywhere. Which he said, because where they've done the router in the wrong place at the house. They've connected it in the wrong place basically, because obviously it's not going to be able to travel.
Yeah.
And he said you will get a good connection, but you won't have the best connection, even if you aren't. Well, on fibre, and fibre took ages to come in our area. It took forever, but we eventually got it. But it come with the EE backup box, which, by the way, that is useless. It never works. So it's meant to store internet off your internet, isn't it? So when your internet does go down, you've got internet speed still there. But the signal around ours anyway is terrible. So you can imagine it's never.
Yeah, that's right.
It's never going to pick up anything. So
yeah. Well, that's it. That's why I'm doing this. Constantly got speed. Doesn't matter where you are in the world.
Yeah.
So, and it's portable as well, so it's even better. So it's not even that big neither. So it's better. I've got a few friends that wagon drivers. Got a few friends that live in the van.
Yeah.
Or the van life and stuff like that. And they swear by it. Doesn't matter where they are, they always get a good connection, and they got a better connection than fibre. So I was like, I'm gonna invest into it.
So does that send signals from your original box onto that, or
no? It comes straight from the dish.
Ah, that's cool.
So it comes from the disc, because it's you've got to connect the wire from the disc to the router.
Yeah.
The router and all that. Once you connect it to that, you connect to it with your phone through an app.
Oh, I see.
You put all your details in and all that stuff, and then the dish will move until it gets the perfect connection, and then it'll just upload itself and all that stuff, and in 10 minutes.
Brilliant. And do you know what? Our router, when we first got our fibre router, it worked, but then it went really bad. It was that bad that we couldn't even connect to it most of the time. It kept taking us off. So when we got the BT man down, he said, it looks like they give you a faulty box there. So he brought a brand new box to us and a few more.
Yeah.
I think my dad got a few more discs, the BT disc, to go around the house, because it's brick walls as well. So you imagine trying to get through a brick wall signal and all that, it'd be quite poor. So we've got a few BT discs around the house, and it works. But I tell you what, if you ever have a power cut and them BT discs they need a proper factory reset, because they don't work after that.
Yeah, see, that's why I like the link. We have a power cut.
Yeah,
it turns itself off, and then as soon as your power comes back on, it's gone.
Yeah, back on, and it's back to its full speeds.
Back to its normal self. I connected to one of my friends' ones. Got one. I connected my PlayStation, my phone, my laptop, my computer, everything to it, just to test it, because he brought it round to mine. And I could watch a film, download 6 games on laptop, on the PS5, on the Xbox, stuff like that, and it didn't buffer once.
That's what you want, mate. You look at, you say about you need good internet connection for everything. That goes on to cloud gaming. Now, cloud gaming is becoming a bigger thing now, because PlayStation have brought it, and don't get me, it can be good cloud gaming if it works. I mean, you look at remote play. Remote play is absolutely shocking. It's always been shocking for PlayStation. Remote play, I don't know why they've ever brought it out, because what it is, and they are bringing it out now, where originally they were doing it off a different server instead of their own server, so dedicated server. So you imagine if you're cloud gaming off a different server, it's going to be quite a bad connection, isn't it? just because it's trying to send something through a different server. So apparently now, with the cloud gaming type of thing, is they are trying to bring their own dedicated server, so everything you stream runs off PlayStation rather than another server, which is better, and it's going to be a lot better. This PlayStation Portal that they brought out, I think, is useless. I mean, okay, people bought it and people are saying it's all right now. I mean, they have brought a new feature out now where you don't have to be connected to your PS5 to play games. They've got a cloud gaming feature on there now, which it's only if you got PlayStation Plus Premium though. That's the only downfall to it.
That's it.
But to me, I think it's stupid because, okay, you want to take it on the go. Everyone wants a console to take on the go. But if you have to constantly be connected to internet, it's not a good thing, because obviously not all the internet is good around public places. I mean, you look at pub, for instance, if you connect to a pub Wi-Fi, it's absolutely awful, isn't it?
Well, that's it. It's just depending on their Wi-Fi, innit?
Not that you'll play it in the pub, but you know.
No, that's it. Well, a lot of people do travel, so it's ideal for them. But it's like you said, well, if you got this Starlink, so much better, so much portable. You can basically put it in rucksack and carry it with you and play it. So, quite cool.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And you know, it's a shame that the portal doesn't allow you to download games straight to it, because then it would be benefit then, because you can play games while you're offline, because there's a lot of games there you would play offline as well. Okay, yeah, a lot of games now they require internet connection, don't they? But if you had single player games, it'll be ideal. But I believe there's strong rumours, and I hope these rumours do come true, and it could be announced next year as along with the PS6, is basically a new PSP coming out. What do you think of that?
Well, that'll be a lot more better if they can actually fulfil the promise that they're going to make. It's just depending on how it all works and how they're going to get it to actually work.
But I do think they can do it though, because you look at the PS5 now; it runs on a Ryzen. Is it a Ryzen CPU?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's got PC parts in it now. Okay, they're not high spec PC parts as you would have in a PC right now, but it's slowly becoming a reality. I mean, is it 16 gig RAM in the PS5, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that in itself, brilliant. I mean, you look how fast it is, the speed on the console, it is so fast.
That's it, because I was testing, basically I bought a broken PS5.
Yeah.
And stripped it all down to the base. I took the RAM and all that stuff out of it and plugged it into a very old PC. And then into the PC better than I ever thought.
Yeah.
So if anyone is looking to upgrade the PC, just buy a broken PS5 and take the main core parts out of it and plug it into PC and off you go.
Well, that's what basically that person did. Okay, yeah, it wasn't a broken PS5 Pro, but he literally bought the PS5 Pro to break it into pieces, take all the stuff that's in there, the hard drive, the CPU, the RAM and everything, and he put it into a PC. And
that's it, yeah.
The fact that he's done that is given more options, because he could upgrade the CPU for a PS5 Pro and stuff like that, and the RAM, and it'll still work PS5 games on it. Now, the thing is, now that he's done that, he actually can play Steam games as well as PS5 games straight from it, can't he?
That's it, yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
So, it can be done. I mean, there's people there that build PCs that have done it, why not can Sony do that? You know,
That's the one.
yeah. I just think if Sony did that now, I probably would get rid of my PC now. Although, would you? You would have a second PC, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I'll still keep it.
You would keep it, wouldn't you? You have, you could actually have that PC that I've got now. That could be the streaming side of things. That just streams everything, and then obviously you got a more powerful one to play your games on then.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's incredible, and you know what? It's been a very, very interesting and enjoyable chat, mate.
It's been a good one.
I really enjoyed it, mate. And,
thank you for having me.
Not a problem, mate. So we'll just before we end it, there's just two more questions to ask you. One of them is basically, I've always say this to any guest that comes on the show. At the end of the show, we like to see if they would like to give any shout outs to people. So if you got any shout outs, mate, fire away.
Yeah, one shout out for you and Frank, for the work that you're doing and all the streaming that you're doing.
Cheers, mate. Much
appreciated. The good work and everything, and you're getting more and more followers and stuff, so let's keep the good work with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, a big shout out to all the listeners. Keep coming back every time you do one. So yeah, good work for everyone to follow along and listen to all the crazy talks that we have and stuff like that. And I just hope the next guest will be bigger and better for you.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Thanks for that. And amazing. That was a brilliant shout out. Also, did we have a question from our last? Oh yeah. So this is a question of our last guest that was on the show. So our last guest was Alpha Wolves and Tank Top Johnny from the Alpha Wolves TV Creator Network agency, and basically just talking about them, they are basically a new agency that started on TikTok to try and get people out there a little bit more and help them with everything, but not only that, to build a community as well. So apparently they are the fastest news and greatest agency on TikTok to grow the way they are. And also, you know yourself, TikTok only allows you to go live when you've reached a certain amount of things.
That's it, yeah. You got to hit their quotas, haven't you?
Yeah. But if you got TikTok Live Studio on PC, you can go live as long as you've had an active account for a while and you've got a fair few followers. I mean, you only have to have 100 and something followers, because that's when I started. So it was nice to stream on there, but then you didn't have the option on phone, which you want the option on phone because you can do battles and everything on there and interact with people more like that. So basically,
that's it, yeah.
This agency, they actually got me access to live on my phone, and I've had a few.
Nice.
I've had a few messages off people saying, "I've come across your streams. I love your streams, but I want to ask, how are you live with only 400 followers?"
Yeah.
And I went, well, on TikTok Live Studio on a PC, you can go live anyway. It's, for some reason, I've come across this where you can actually go live on there, which is a bit weird because phone, it requires, is it 1,000 followers? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some people have said to me that when they reach 400 followers, they've actually got the option to go live on phone.
It's just, it is a bit weird the way can and can't. So off TikTok and stuff like that.
It is very weird, but then obviously, this agency, they've especially Tank Top Johnny. He managed to get me live access in a matter of minutes on my phone.
Oh, that's even better.
So that was brilliant. I mean, that's what they can do because they're part of TikTok now. They can actually do that, which I think is incredible. So they, and you know what the thing is as well. You think of all these agencies, they're gonna, things like this. They're gonna charge you money, and you're gonna have to pay for these things, which you don't want to because you can promote yourself without paying things. But he sent me a voice message, which I thought was even better. He sent me a voice message and explained that we are not trying to get money out of you. This is totally free. We just want to help people achieve their goals. And straight away, I thought, I'm joining that agency because they were so general. And the fact that he's actually sent me a voice message to do it, which is even better because you get all these messages and you think, and they type in the same question after the same question, and you think to yourself, they're just trying to sell you something there.
That's it. Well, no, I take my hats off to them. Obviously, to get people out there and stuff like that. So I take my hats off to them.
Brilliant, mate. And you know what? When you've got all your equipment soon, I would recommend you to join these lads.
I'll definitely reach out to them and have a chat with them and stuff like that. Because once I finally get from previous. After due to being hacked and stuff like that and lost all my accounts and stuff like that, mayhem. I lost 1.2 million followers. So it was kind of a big blow, so I took some time off. I think it's time to come back a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And do you know what? These will help you. They'll get you live access like that. So don't worry about that. They'll definitely help you on that type of things. But also, TikTok Live Studio will allow you. To be fair, I actually logged in and they actually told me straight away that I could go live if it was.
That's even better.
The only thing is it renews all the time. So it says you've got a 14-day trial, and you think 14-day trial, so then I won't be able to go live. But what it does is, after you've been live for at least active in that 14-day trial, then you get 180 days, and then it carries on. It's like a renewable thing. So after them 180 days, if you've been active live, then it'll renew again. So I know it's a weird system on PC, and the fact that you can go live on PC but not on the phone until you reach a certain amount, it's a bit silly. But definitely join these because they're growing quite quick now. They've literally not had the Discord community for a long time. They're over 100 members already. I definitely would join these guys, and these guys I had on the podcast last, and that's basically going on to the last question. I mean, we spoke about them and a fantastic work they're doing, so keep it up, guys. But they've also asked a question to our next guest. Now, this is a bit of a strange one, but it's a good one as well. So. What he said is let's see, what was he said? So he said, as I lie down here in a food coma, stuffed of Chinese. So he's basically come off this idea, and it needs to be a free course as well. So let's see where the question is. So that's how he came over this. So there is a question out of thinking just eating food, and it's quite good the way he's come out with a question like that. But his question to you is, what would their final meal be on death row?
Final meal on my death row.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a tough one, isn't it? Because there's that many nice foods out there.
there is, yeah. A lot of people will choose like takeaways. Me, I'm more traditional for my food, so
Yeah.
not a lot of people would know, but it's going to be Scouse. You know, it's a nice stew.
Do you know what?
It's
Scouse
nice,
as well.
a beef stew. You know,
Oh, yeah.
beef or lamb stew.
Yeah.
All your potatoes, stuff like that in it, with crusty bread and
Oh, sounds
a
amazing.
bit of beetroot and stuff like that with it. That would be fantastic.
And it's also a really nice meal, winter meal, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It keeps your cockles warm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a fantastic answer to that question, because normally we get questions about gaming and stuff like that, but we've had a question about food before. It's nice to mix it in as well,
Yeah.
which I love. But yeah, thank you, Hayden, for coming on.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
Honestly, it's been amazing. Obviously, I've known you for quite a lot of years. We know each other from the real world, and we play
That's
football.
it, yeah.
We play football together as well. I don't know
That's the one, yep.
who can be the worst, who puts up with who, but we put up with each other. We have to.
Oh, yeah. We do have our moments, don't we?
Yeah,
Some
but
crazy moments.
who doesn't? Who doesn't, eh?
But no, that's it. But yeah, no, thank you very much. Been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure, and it's been a very enjoyable, just over 2 hour chat. It really has. And I feel like we've got through a lot, but we could talk about a lot more as well. That's the thing, where you get.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we can talk forever, us too.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of people will say, but I hope everyone that's listening to this does like this, and I hope Elon Musk was listening to this as well. You know, we've mentioned his name.
yeah, he's hats off to him for what he's doing to the world.
Hats off to him to what he's doing to the world. But what I want to ask is, why the change the name to X? I want to ask that question, because why?
Yeah, maybe one day when.
Maybe one day. I mean, it just sounds like a dodgy app to me now.
No, he so.
But
yeah.
he's loaded. He's got a lot of money. And do you know what? I wouldn't say no if he turned around and said, "I'll come on your podcast." I mean, I'm far away from having him on my podcast, but if he ever did, I would definitely get him on the podcast. So if you are listening to this, mate, go on, come on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, Hayden, it's absolutely been amazing, mate. It's been incredible, actually. That's why I love doing the podcast, because you have a different story about the gaming world, so on. There's always something different with a different guest, and you know, I've actually come across things that I didn't know about you in this show as well. So you just learn new things as well.
That's it, yeah.
But
there's always a story to tell.
Oh, there's always a story to tell. And that's what gaming's there for. Gaming's just incredible, and you can talk about a lot of things about it. I mean, I love the fact that now there's more female gamers coming in, and I dislike the hate to female gamers just because they're female. It's wrong.
Yeah,
it does happen, but it's wrong. If they want a game, let them game. And in lockdown, just before we head off, in lockdown, I believe female gaming increased from 30% up to 70%, and now I think it's probably about 80% of female are female gamers. So
that's it. Yeah,
it's incredible to see that that's done that. I mean, some people didn't game until lockdown, and then they tried going on gaming, and they absolutely love it. I mean, it can be good for your mental health, but it can also be bad.
Yeah.
Depends.
There's always pros and cons.
Yeah, if there's a game you rage on, then
yeah.
But saying
that, when you get to that point, yeah.
But sometimes when you're raging, though, mate, it releases all that horrible stuff that you've had in the day. you know. So
Well, that's it, yeah.
Sometimes raging can be a good thing as well. So,
but it also can be. It can also expect.
yeah, it can. I mean, the amount of things I've said. I mean, you come across some of the names on games, and you think to yourself, "Well, this is just. I'm just going to rage out with this game." Like, there was someone called Twitch Dicky, and every time something happened in the game, I used his name, and I was going, "Oh, you little, go and play with your Twitch Dicky," or something like that. There was someone called SWAT Golem, so I bound the two together, and I went, "Oh, you SWAT Golem, go and play with your mate Twitch Dicky," and used to come out with that. And then the best one was, I don't know whether I should say this on here, but I will. It was called, let me think, AIDS on the Stick. And I was like, wow, have we really come across that?
Oh, some of the names I've seen, some of the names been quite funny, but some of them are quite like, oof. Surprised they haven't been banned for just using that name. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know what was funny one time as well, though? There was actually there's a person that joined our team, and his name was Dickhead. Literally Dickhead, and he started being one. So I said, with that name, mate,
he's just doing what it says on the tin, isn't
he? You know what? In the end, he said, "GG guys, thank you for the games." So and that's because you've actually said something, and then he's thought to himself, "Well, do you know what? They've got a point. I'm being a I'm being a dickhead, and my name is that." So, I mean,
that's it, yeah.
He's put it in for himself there. But do you know what, mate? We've gone overtime, but it's always been a good. It's been a good chat when you go overtime. But thank you very much for coming on the show. And,
thank you for everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Definitely, and Merry Christmas, mate. I hope you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Yeah, hope everyone has a special day and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate, and I will speak to you again soon.
Yep, I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye now.
Soon the bells will start.
Thank you, Hayden, for that chat. Thank you for coming on to the show. Much appreciated, mate. And thank you, everyone that's been on my show this year. Whether you've been a guest or you've been a listener, and you've just been sharing the content and just showing all your fantastic support. I do appreciate it a lot. And this is just from my behalf on the Teamworks podcast, is to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and I'll hope to see you soon in the next episodes of the Teamworks podcast. Stay gaming, smile, and have a great Christmas. Peace out, gamers, wherever you are. Take care.
Here's the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.